The champions have spoken. The twins have drawn the line in the sand. And every single tag team on Monday Night Raw just got put on notice in the most ruthless, bone-chilling way possible. When Jimmy and Uso grabbed those microphones and stood in the middle of the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, surrounded by thousands of screaming fans, they didn't just cut a promo. They declared war. They threw down the gauntlet. They made it crystal clear that 2026 belongs to them, and anyone who wants these World Tag Team Championships better bring everything they have, because the Usos aren't just back. They're hungrier, meaner, and more dangerous than they've ever been. And if you think you've seen the best of the Usos, brother, you haven't seen anything yet. This is about to get brutal. Let me take you back to that moment because you could feel the electricity crackling through the air like lightning before a storm. The Barclays Center is packed. The first Monday Night Raw of 2026. 1-year anniversary of Raw on Netflix. The stakes couldn't be higher. The energy couldn't be more intense. And then, the music hits. That unmistakable beat. The crowd erupts into absolute chaos as Jimmy Uso and Uso make their entrance, those brand new World Tag Team Championships draped over their shoulders, glistening under those bright arena lights like symbols of dominance, like trophies of war. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in the way they walk. This isn't just another championship reign for them. This means something deeper. After years of turmoil, after the fracturing of the bloodline, after brothers were torn apart by family politics and ego and the weight of legacy, Jimmy and Uso are finally whole again. They're finally united. And now they're standing at the top of the Raw Tag Team division with gold around their waists and a message that's about to shake the entire locker room to its core. They walk down that ramp and the crowd is absolutely losing their minds. You hear the chants echoing through the arena. UCE. 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 The fans are on their feet. The atmosphere is electric. This is what professional wrestling is all about. This is the moment where champions don't just accept the adoration of the crowd. They use it. They harness it. They turn it into fuel for what comes next. The Usos climb into the ring and immediately you can tell this isn't going to be a standard celebration promo. There's something different about them. Something more focused. More intense. Uso, the man who's been through absolute hell over the past couple of years, grabs a microphone first. And when he starts talking, you can hear the conviction in his voice. You can hear the passion. The determination. This man has been to war. He's battled his own family. He's stood alone against impossible odds. And now, reunited with his twin brother, he's ready to remind the entire WWE universe why the Usos are the most decorated tag team in WWE history. G looks directly into the camera and his words cut through the noise like a blade. We back, baby. The Usos are back. And let me tell you something right now, 2026? This is our year. This is the year of the Usos. The crowd erupts again and you can feel the momentum building. This isn't just confidence. This is certainty. This is two men who know exactly what they're capable of and aren't afraid to tell the world about it. Jimmy takes the microphone next and his energy is just as fierce, just as focused. These brothers feed off each other. They elevate each other. And when they're both locked in like this, when they're both on the same page, they're absolutely unstoppable. Jimmy points to the championships on their shoulders and says something that sends chills down your spine. Last week we took these titles from AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, two of the best in the world. And you know what? They gave us everything they had. We respect that. We honor that. But at the end of the day, we were just better. The crowd is hanging on every word. Some are cheering. Some are booing because they wanted AJ and Dragon to retain. But everyone is invested. Everyone is locked in. Because what the Usos are doing right now isn't just celebrating a victory. They're establishing dominance. They're making a statement that echoes far beyond this arena, far beyond this moment. And then comes the warning. The declaration that changes everything. G steps forward, his voice rising with intensity. We're standing here in Brooklyn, New York, in front of the greatest fans in the world, and we got something to say to every tag team in that locker room. You hear us? Every single team on Monday Night Raw. If you want these championships, if you think you got what it takes to step to the Usos, then step up. Come get this work. Because we ain't hiding. We ain't running. We right here. The camera pans across the crowd and you can see the reactions. Fans are holding up their phones, recording this moment. Kids are screaming. Adults are standing on their feet. This is the kind of promo that creates main events. This is the kind of challenge that sparks rivalries. This is the kind of moment that we're going to look back on months from now and say, that's where it all started. Jimmy adds to the fire. We don't care who you are. We don't care what you've done. You could be veterans. You could be up-and-comers. You could be teams from NXT trying to make a name. It don't matter. Because when you step in this ring with the Usos, when you stand across from us and look into our eyes, you're gonna realize real quick that you're not just facing tag team champions. You're facing a brotherhood. You're facing twins who've been doing this their whole lives. You're facing the best to ever do it. This is where the intensity reaches a fever pitch. The Usos aren't just confident. They're not just cocky. They're speaking truth and everyone knows it. These men have held tag team gold more than any other team in WWE history. They've beaten legends. They've beaten upstarts. They've beaten teams that were supposed to be the next big thing and proved time and time again that when it comes to tag team wrestling, there's the Usos, and then there's everyone else. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. Because the Usos throwing down this open challenge, this declaration of war against the entire Raw Tag Team division, sets up so many incredible possibilities. Think about who's lurking in that locker room. Think about the teams that could answer this call. You've got War Raiders, two absolute monsters who've been waiting for their shot at the gold. You've got Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis, a team that's been building momentum. You've got the Authors of Pain if they decide to make their presence known. You've got potential Call UPS from NXT who could see this as their opportunity to make an immediate impact on the main roster. The possibilities are endless. And the Usos just put every single one of them on notice. But there's something deeper happening here. Something more emotional. See, this isn't just about championships and wins and losses. This is about redemption. This is about two brothers who went through absolute hell, who were separated by circumstances beyond their control, who had to watch their family implode on live television week after week, finally getting the chance to write their own story again, together. Think about what GUSO went through. For months, he stood alone against Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the man who controlled the bloodline with an iron fist. G fought for his independence. He fought for his identity. He fought to prove that he was more than just Roman's right hand. And he succeeded. He broke free. But it came at a cost. It meant being separated from Jimmy. It meant going through battles alone that he used to fight alongside his twin. And Jimmy? He watched his brother suffer. He watched his family tear itself apart. He had his own journey, his own struggles. But through it all, these brothers never forgot what they meant to each other. They never forgot that when they're together, when they're united, they're capable of achieving greatness that no other team can match. So when they won those World Tag Team Championships last week by defeating AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, it wasn't just another title win. It was a homecoming. It was proof that despite everything they've been through, despite all the pain and the heartbreak and the separation, the Usos are still the best tag team in the world. Period. Before we go any further, I need to talk to you for a second. If you're feeling this energy, if you're invested in this story, if you want to see where this journey goes, I need you to do something for me. Hit that like button right now. Show some love to this channel. Subscribe to SLAMZONE if you haven't already, because we're going to be covering every single moment of the Usos championship reign. We're going to be here for every defense, every challenge, every twist and turn. This is a family, and I want you here with us for the whole ride. Join the SLAMZONE family, hit that notification bell, and let's experience this together. Now, back to Raw. Because the Usos' warning didn't just end with their promo. Oh no. The entire landscape of Monday Night Raw has shifted. In the backstage area, cameras caught reactions from other tag teams. You could see War Raiders watching monitors with intensity in their eyes. You could see teams huddling together, strategizing, planning their response to this open challenge. The Usos just lit a fire under the entire division, and that fire is going to burn bright all the way to WrestleMania. And here's what makes this so special. The Usos aren't heel or babyface right now. They're just champions. They're warriors who respect competition and demand the best from anyone who steps to them. When G said they respected AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for the fight they brought, that wasn't lip service. That was genuine acknowledgement of worthy opponents. But it was also a reminder. A reminder that respect doesn't mean mercy. A reminder that when you step in the ring with the Usos, they're going to bring everything they have to keep those championships. The crowd reaction throughout this entire segment was fascinating to watch. Brooklyn knows wrestling. They've seen legends perform in that building. They've witnessed historic moments. And the way they responded to the Usos, the way they chanted UCE in perfect unison, the way they hung on every single word, tells you everything you need to know about the connection these brothers have with the WWE Universe. There's something primal about tag team wrestling when it's done right. It's not just two guys working together. It's chemistry. It's instinct. It's knowing what your partner is going to do before they do it. It's being able to communicate with a glance, with a nod, with a subtle shift of body weight. And the Usos have that connection in their DNA. They're twins. They've been wrestling together since they were kids. They know each other better than anyone else on this planet. And that makes them the most dangerous team in WWE. Think about their history. Think about the classic matches they've had. The Usos versus the New Day. The Usos versus the Bar. The Usos versus the Street Profits. Every single one of those rivalries produced absolute magic in that ring. Every single one of those series elevated tag team wrestling to an art form. And now, with new challengers emerging and old rivals potentially returning, the Usos are positioned to create even more legendary moments in 2026. But there's a target on their backs now. That's what happens when you're the champions and you issue an open challenge to the entire division. Everyone wants what you have. Everyone is studying your matches, looking for weaknesses, planning strategies to exploit. The Usos know this. They welcome it. Because pressure doesn't break champions. It forges them. It sharpens them. It makes them better. There's also the question of the bloodline. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, is still lurking on SmackDown. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, they're still carrying the bloodline name. What happens if paths cross again? What happens if Roman decides he wants the Usos back under his control? What happens if family politics invade this championship reign? Those are questions that add layers of drama, layers of intrigue that make this story even more compelling. For now, though, the Usos are focused on one thing and one thing only: being the absolute best world tag team champions they can be, defending those titles with pride, elevating the division, creating moments that fans will remember for years to come. And based on that promo in Brooklyn, based on the fire in their eyes and the conviction in their voices, they're going to succeed. You could feel the passion radiating from them. When G said, "This is our year," he meant it with every fiber of his being. When Jimmy said, "Step up if you want this work," he was daring teams to test themselves against the best. This wasn't trash talk for the sake of trash talk. This was truth spoken by champions who have nothing to prove and everything to defend. The Raw Tag Team division just became the most exciting it's been in years, because the Usos didn't just win championships and sit back to defend them when convenient. They actively challenged everyone. They demanded competition. They said, "We're here, we're ready, come take this from us if you can." And that kind of fighting champion mentality is what creates legendary reigns. Think about the great championship runs in wrestling history. Stone Cold Steve Austin challenging all comers. John Cena's open challenges for the United States Championship. CM Punk's 434-day reign as WWE Champion. What made those reigns special wasn't just the length or the names involved. It was the attitude of the champions. It was their willingness to face anyone, anytime, anywhere. The Usos are channeling that same energy, and it's going to produce incredible matches. We could see the Usos facing teams we never expected. We could see dream matches materialize out of nowhere. We could see rivalries develop that define the next several months of Monday Night Raw. And it all started with that promo. That warning. That declaration that 2026 belongs to them. The beauty of this moment is that it feels earned. The Usos didn't need a manager to speak for them. They didn't need elaborate video packages or weeks of build. They just needed a microphone, a live crowd, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're the absolute best at what you do. And they delivered a promo that's going to be talked about, referenced, and remembered. As they left the ring, soaking in the reactions from the Brooklyn crowd, you could see the determination on their faces. This isn't a victory lap for them. This is the beginning of a mission. A mission to prove that the Usos aren't just great, they're the greatest. A mission to show that despite everything they've been through, despite all the obstacles and setbacks, when they're together, when they're locked in, nobody can touch them. The tag team division on Raw just got infinitely more interesting. Every team is going to be watching, preparing, plotting their path to challenge the Usos. And the Usos? They're ready. They're waiting. They're daring anyone and everyone to step up. This is what wrestling is supposed to feel like. This is the energy, the intensity, the raw emotion that makes us fall in love with this business. Two brothers standing united, championships on their shoulders, challenging the world. It's simple. It's pure. It's perfect. And if you're not already subscribed to SLAMZONE, what are you waiting for? This is just the beginning of an incredible journey. The Usos are going to defend those titles against the best competitors Raw has to offer. They're going to put on match after match after match that's going to leave us breathless. They're going to create moments that we'll be talking about for years. And I'm going to be here breaking down every single moment, every match, every storyline twist. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button. Drop a comment below and tell me who you want to see challenge the Usos first. Should it be War Raiders bringing that hard-hitting style? Should it be a team from NXT making a statement debut? Should it be a surprise return from a legendary team? Let me know your thoughts because this is going to be one hell of a ride. Share this video with your friends who love tag team wrestling. Post it on social media. Spread the word. Because the Usos just threw down the most exciting challenge on Monday Night Raw, and we're all going to witness what happens when the best tag team in WWE history puts their legacy on the line week after week. The year 2026 belongs to the Usos. They said it. They meant it. And now they're going to prove it in that ring against anyone brave enough to step up. This is SLAMZONE, and we're going to be here for every single second of this championship reign. Every victory. Every close call. Every moment of brilliance. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this family. And get ready, because the Usos just declared war on the entire Raw Tag Team division, and the battles that are about to unfold are going to be absolutely legendary. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Subscribe to SLAMZONE. And remember, when the Usos say step up, you better be ready for the fight of your life. Until next time, this is SLAMZONE, and we're just getting started. UCE.